Hey, back to work on the 2007 Honda Pilot. Got an unusual noise from the power steering pump, and the noise seemed to be getting worse, especially when it was hot, and it's louder when you turn the wheel. Went online and discovered that apparently there's a pretty common problem on these where this connection, and more importantly this connection down here on the power steering pump attached to the pump, there are O-rings inside there that create a seal. This is the suction line, goes down to the reservoir, and this line, the O-ring can go bad in such a way where it might not leak oil, so you might not have a leak present, but because this is under suction when the pump is running, it can actually suck air in small amounts. The air tends to cause cavitation in the system, and that cavitation is what that's what causes the strange noise. The other possibility is low fluid. Of course, you want to check your fluid. If your fluid level is low, then you want to suspect leaks. But in my case, the fluid level is fine. It's definitely something else. And at first I thought, oh boy, maybe I need a new pump. But then when I checked, found out apparently it's a fairly common problem on these. This is a 2007, and it's got about 89,000 miles on it, I believe. Anywho, so what we're going to do is we're going to replace those O-rings. But before I do that, let's see. The motor's still kind of warm from driving it about an hour ago. Let's see if we can't get that noise on video. So it's almost a ticking or a buzzing sound. That's what a lot of people describe it as. I put the camera down and turn the wheel. Alright, so what I need to do is I need to remove, there's a 10mm bolt that's hard to get to. Can't get to it with a socket. It's right here where my finger is. See it? I took the top plastic shroud off just to give me a little bit more access to this area. So I need a 10mm wrench. But before I do that, I'm going to get some shop towels and stuff them in underneath here so that any fluid that drips out of this line will not get on my serpentine belt. Now, looking down, there's the pump. Looking down across from the serpentine belt, there's a spot right here where this wiring harness is held captive by this little plastic clip. So if I pull up on this little tab right here, I gotta put my camera down, but I'll be able to slide this off of here and move this out of the way. It'll give me just enough room to get that wrench in there and get a little bit more movement. So that's a 10mm bolt. Once you get it broken free, you can get your finger underneath there and you can just kind of rotate it out, and then eventually you'll be able to pull out this whole unit right here. There we go. Okay. Now the bolt's kind of in the way and it's stopping me from clearing this. Again, I got to put the camera down. Sorry if I'm not getting a good look at this. It's kind of like there's very little room to work in here. Alright, so this is what this end of this thing looks like, okay? But the O-ring stays behind in the pump housing, so you need to use a little dental pick type tool like this. Kind of reach in there and scoop that O-ring out. That's what the O-ring looks like. That O-ring, by the way, is a 13mm ID, which makes it unusual. Best place to get that is your local Honda dealer. Believe me, Honda only charged me under $5 for both O-rings, and that was tax included. The next best source, my local Napa, didn't have it in stock, but they have a seal kit for about $17 that has those O-rings in it, along with some internal pump parts that we're not going to replace. O-rings in the pump, seals in the pump or whatever. So if in a pinch, you could go there. But as far as like calling a hydraulic supply store or industrial supply, almost every one of them struck out because, again, 13 millimeter, and the other one I believe is a 14.8 millimeter, the one that goes in here, which we're going to replace next. That one, oddly enough, that's also a very unusual one. When I bought this from my Honda dealership, he just gave it to me loose like this, and the reason why is because this isn't a generic, it's a genuine Honda part, but they now come in bags of 10. That's how the dealer gets them. So there's even a guy on eBay who sells these, and he warns about the same thing, that now when he supplies them, they're not going to come in a genuine Honda package because they come in bags of 10 and he's splitting them up. For some reason, the other O-ring, you can still buy those in singles, so they come in their own little bag, and that's probably just because they use that O-ring in more applications or something, I don't know. Now I'm going to take just a little bit of fluid and wipe it, clean fluid, I'm going to wipe it onto that O-ring, so that when the O-ring seats, this gets pushed in, it should avoid damaging it. I want to stress again, this job will go a lot more smoothly for you if you put a liberal coating of clean power steering fluid on that O-ring to help it slip in. And then also taking this cover off, so you can get your fingers on this side and kind of, one finger on each side, just kind of coax that bolt started. And you can get it to almost fully seat, and then it's just a matter of tightening it up with that wrench. Here's another tip: depending on the length and the size of the and the angle on the end of your 10 millimeter wrench, you may find that even going through a hole in the pulley here sneaks it in there. So while I'm in here, I got the other O-ring which goes underneath here. Now if this O-ring, because it's on the pressure side, if this O-ring goes bad, you'll clearly have a leak. I don't have a leak here, so I don't really need to do that O-ring right now. And I'm kind of pressed for time, so I'm probably going to cut this short here, but you're going to want to replace both of these O-rings. And then if it's due for it, a flush and fill of the power steering system. And I may add that to this video, I may not, I haven't decided yet, because I am going to do that. But for the time being, I want to fire this thing back up and see whether or not it solves the problem as far as that noise goes. Now at first we might not see much difference because there's still air in the system. I think it might take a little time for it to work its way out. The other thing that people have noticed is that if you actually take the cover off the reservoir and you watch the fluid down there when the engine's running, some people have actually been able to see the foaminess and the frothiness of the air in the system. There's also a screen in the bottom of that reservoir, so some people recommend just replacing the reservoir altogether, because the aftermarket, there's a company called Cardone, C-A-R-D-O-N-E, I believe, that you can get that from like Rock Auto for like 17 bucks. You can get the whole new reservoir. Make sure you don't forget to reinstall this clip so the wiring harness is secure and no danger of it hitting your belt. So in fact, as I predicted when I first started the motor, the noise was actually louder than ever, and that's because I just had this pipe off and there was plenty of air in the system. Now as it's running a little bit, working the air out. I'll probably have to do a before and after comparison of the sound to verify if there's actually a difference. I don't know if psychologically it's just as different to me or what, but I do think it is quieter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the wheel, because that always made the sound louder. Well, it's still there, but it might take some lock-to-lock movement of the steering wheel to get all the air out of the system. Alright, so I just shut the motor off, and I'm just verifying my power steering fluid level is still good. So I'm going to probably give it a little bit of time and see if it works its way out. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it for a test drive. And that's after a short test drive. To me, that definitely sounds quieter. Still seems to be some cavitation noise though when turning. I'm going to ask my mechanic if he thinks that's normal. If not, then I'm going to clean out the reservoir and flush and fill the system with new fluid. Well, it's later the same evening. Been driving the car all afternoon, or some this afternoon, and noise hasn't gotten any better. It's still there. I think it's better than it was before the O-ring change, but the most likely suspect now is a clogged screen in the bottom of the reservoir here, or contaminated fluid itself. Either way, we're going to treat it the same way. We're going to just instead of replacing the entire reservoir, since I don't have one and I want to get the car fixed now, I'm going to take the reservoir out, clean the screen in the bottom of it with some carb cleaner, and then reinstall it and put new fluid in. I just drew off some of the fluid with a small hand pump into this clean jar, and it's very dark. It's like the color of motor oil, and I can see there's quite a bit of crud in there, although some of that might have been in my transfer pump. My transfer pump wasn't perfectly clean, but I do think that fluid is skunked. Alright, so if I didn't show it before, basically this just slides up and out. So you can slide it up, get the hoses off, get some small jars in there and position them so that you can try and minimize the amount of fluid you spill, and then clean up any fluid that you spill as quickly as possible. And then I just ran this in my parts washer. I back flushed it, forward flushed it, and now down inside there the screen is very clean, and it did look like it was pretty dirty. Alright, it was a really messy job, but I just flushed out the system and put new fluid in there. Go ahead and start it. Much better. Turn it to the left and to the right. So the Napa brand of Honda Acura power steering fluid only comes in pint containers, and that's such a small reservoir, it's kind of a messy job, a tricky job to do. But what I did was I actually used a coupling. I took the return line and I rerouted it out the grill, and I actually hooked on this extra piece of hose and put it in containers. You can see it fell out of the first container on me. And then I had my assistant start the car. Of course, I kept my finger to cover the outlet here, or where the the inlet on the reservoir, so fluid wouldn't leak out of that. And I filled the reservoir. We started the engine, and when the reservoir would get all the way down to the bottom, empty, I would stop the engine. I would top it off again and repeat, and kept doing that until I used up pretty much all of the quarts of fluid except for one, all of the pints except for one. Then I reattached my line. By that time, the fluid coming out went from that disgusting look there to that look there. At that point, I reattached this line to the reservoir, topped off the reservoir one more time, ran the engine, stopped it, checked the fluid level. Fluid level was still good, and that's where we are. And everything seems fine now. So I'm just finishing wiping up any fluid that I spilled, and that should be a wrap. Now, turning the wheel lock to lock during this procedure will help make sure that fluid that's in the secondary part of the circuit, the hydraulic circuit for the steering rack, will actually also mix in here. So this isn't probably the ideal method to do this, but you do with what you can. So hey, all I care about is that the power steering pump is no longer screaming like and making that weird noise.